So my passion for aviation started in high school. When I was studying in high school, I really dreamed about working in. I dreamed to work into that field. So I naturally chose to pursue my study in aeronautical engineering. So that's it.
Wow,
I
amazing.
studied physics, mathematics, and science. Obviously, that's what I studied in high school. Yeah.
Welcome to Chiedza CheAfrica Podcast. I'm your host, Nyasha, and joining me today is the lovely Miss Kobina, all the way in France, Toulouse. Kobina, welcome to Chiedza CheAfrica Podcast.
Thank you, Nasha, for the invitation. It's a really great opportunity. Thank you again.
Lovely. Kobina, so how did you get into aviation? What inspired you to pursue this path? It's not every day that we get to see a young girl who's in aeronautical engineering.
Mm. Yeah, it's true because we in Africa we don't have a lot of opportunity to work in the aeronautical field. So my passion for aviation started in high school. When I was studying in high school, I really dreamed about working in the space industry first. And then when I moved into France after my high school diplomas, I really discovered the aviation field by working in it, by meeting many people that are working aviation. And I really developed a love for this industry, the love for aircraft, for traveling, for meeting a lot of people. That's how it began, all about aviation.
That's amazing. And you're
Yeah.
originally from Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire.
Yes, West Africa. Yeah.
Got it correct. I'd love to visit it one day. And
It's
now,
a really nice country.
yes, and now you're in France. So, how did your journey lead you from Cote d'Ivoire all the way to France and to studying aeronautical engineering at ENAC?
Yeah. So when I was in high school, I really dreamt about traveling, discovering the world, but it's very isn't a lot of opportunity for young Africans to come to study abroad because it's really expensive, and you have to have the opportunity to go abroad, finish your studies. So I had the opportunity after high school to have a scholarship for my country to come into France to pursue my studies. And I chose the aeronautical field because, like I said, it's really interesting for me. It was really my dream to work into that field. So I naturally chose to pursue my study in aeronautical engineering. So that's it.
Wow, amazing. And in high school, which subjects did you study?
I studied physics, mathematics, and science. Obviously, that's what I studied in high school. Yeah.
The STEM subjects, so it was easier
Yeah.
now to you at the foundation.
Yeah. It was really difficult, but yeah, I have the foundation now. It's really simple for me to understand the concept in
Yeah,
STEM.
yeah. And back in Cote d'Ivoire, you speak French as well, together with
Yeah.
English. So I guess integrating into France was easy. How was life adjusting in France and the studies and you know?
Uh, yeah, in Cote d'Ivoire, we only speak French. French is the official language, but we learned a bit of English in high school. And to come to Toulouse, first it was a bit difficult because you have to adapt to the new seasons, to the food, to the people. Because I discovered winter, and it's really, really completely different from the the warm weather in Africa. So that was a big shock for me to when I come first to Toulouse, and yeah, it was a bit difficult to adapt to the people, but it was also really lovely because I had the opportunity to meet a lot of new friends coming from around the world to share my culture with them, and also Toulouse is a lovely place is a lovely place because we have a lot of things to do. We can visit many places, and it is also the capital, if I can say like that, of aeronautics in France and in Europe. So we have the opportunity to meet some professionals, to visit some industry and factory, and it's really lovely to live in Toulouse in general.
Wow, that's really amazing. And now you're specializing in flight operations, aircraft
Yeah,
regulation, safety. Can you break down what these areas mean, like for a high schooler who's like, maybe I'll try flight operations. What is flight operations all about? Aircraft regulation, safety.
yeah. Yeah. So safety is what is about like preventing the risk before accident happen on the aircraft. So we will do some audit, we will do some prevention, we will do some training for the engineers, the pilots, the crew to prevent accident that won't happen. And also aircraft regulations is to make sure that every aircraft that is flying in the world and every operation is like really conform to the regulation, is really well done, is we have to make sure that crews are really obeying to the procedure, to the regulations. So it's all about that aircraft regulation. And flight operation is what about the exploitation of the aircraft. When we want to do a flight from the beginning of the flight to the end, when people are boarding the plane, when they are onboarding the plane, we have to make sure that everything is running smoothly, that the aircraft is flying safely, and everyone is safe in the aircraft. So that's all about flight operation, safety, and aircraft regulation in general.
Okay. And just in passing, you mentioned flight operations is the heart of aviation. Yes. And why do you see it as that?
Yeah, for me, it's really the core of aviation because it's what brought me to France. Because in flight operation is where everything meets the crew, the passengers, the maintenance, the aircraft. So all the people that are working aviation are working for the aircraft is flying. So in flight operation, we make sure that the aircraft is flying safely. So for me, it's really the heart of aviation because we that's what connects people together. It's thanks to flight operation that we are able to fly an aircraft to move from one place to another. So for me, it's the core, the final result of everything we are doing in aviation.
That's true. That's true. I concur. Everyone's meeting in that flight ops room.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And you before you went to France, you did some internships in Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah, I was already in France where I moved back to Cote d'Ivoire because every year of study I have to do an internship, and every time I have the opportunity to go back to my country, I go back to Cote d'Ivoire to make sure to discover how aviation is working there, and also to see my parents, my family. So I had two internships at Cote d'Ivoire with the national airline of my home country.
Oh, and how was that?
It was really lovely to work there because I had the opportunity to meet so many amazing people, some pilots, some ground staff, some engineers, and it was really, really interesting for me because I had the opportunity to see how aviation was working there, what were the different challenges, what were the opportunities. So it was really, really interesting for me.
Nice, nice. So now, like as a young African woman in a technical field, like what
Yeah.
challenges have you faced and how have you overcome them? I'm sure it hasn't been easy.
Yeah, sometimes it's not really easy because coming from an African country to a European one, you have first to apply for a visa. You have to make many administrative procedures to be sure that you can study and work in the other countries. So it was really challenging for me because sometimes you don't have access to some opportunity just because you are African, you are not European. So you have to find some other solutions, to find some contacts, to find some other opportunity that can be accessible to you. So that's one of the biggest challenges that I faced here. And also there is like sometimes a difference in terms of mentality from an African woman to European or Occidental women in general. So you have to have the opportunity to adapt to their mentality, to understand what they are saying, that type of things. So it's really a challenge in terms of communication in general. So that were one of the biggest challenges I faced when I moved in France.
Uh, and do you have mentors? I'm sure you have mentors because at a young age, you're already, clearing all these parts that normally take people like decades to sort out. You definitely
Yeah,
need someone to be walking the journey with you. Do you have
yeah.
mentors? How have those mentors been a source of inspiration in your aviation journey?
I met a lot of wonderful people when I did my internship at Air Côte d'Ivoire. So I had some mentors there. I have a female pilot who is also my mentors because her journey is really, really interesting for me. The fact that she had the opportunity to work in that industry where we don't have enough female pilots. So she's really an inspiration for me. Also, I met some wonderful ladies from Iowa recently, wonderful ladies that shared with me some opportunities, some journeys, some really great opportunities and really great history in general. So that are my mentors, and I'm really in contact with them when I need something, when I need to talk about something, when I'm facing some challenges. I really talk about these challenges with them, and they are giving me really good advice in general.
Amazing. And now you have mentors, and I'm sure you also mentor other young girls in
Yeah.
Africa. Yes.
Yeah. Not yeah. Yeah, I just in contact from my social media with some young girls in Cote d'Ivoire who want to work in that field. So every time they have a question about this or this matters, I can listen to you. I can listen to them, sorry. I can explain to them what does it mean, how can you manage that, how can you have that or that opportunities. So I'm just starting because I don't have a lot of experience, but with my little experience, I want to motivate the others. I want to cheer, to be really cheerful for it, for them.
Well, I love that. Representation and visibility matter a lot because as they see you, as they hear you, I've been on your Instagram and I love it. And I love it's in French. So they're
Yeah,
able to see you represent them and you're visible and you're speaking in their native, in their language as well, which is
yeah.
really good. I hope we can actually maybe get this episode in French, maybe subtitles or somehow
Oh, yeah.
also share with them and they can continue being inspired.
Thank you so much. Yeah, yeah, I hope so. We can make the episode in French. It will be really useful for them.
Yes, yes, yes. When you were doing your internship at in Cote d'Ivoire, I'm sure you saw the potential that African aviation has. What are some of the biggest opportunities that you see on the continent?
Africa is really a niche for aviation for me because there are a lot of regions in Africa that are underserved by aviation. So I think that these are opportunity for aviation to grow in the continent. We have to make some new routes. We have to develop the routes in Africa. We have to develop the air transport field in Africa. And I saw that many young people there are really motivated to work in aviation, but just they don't have the right opportunity to study, to work in general. So Africa is really interesting because, for example, we have a lot of airlines that are thriving in West Africa. For example, we have Air Côte d'Ivoire, we have Air Senegal, we have these type of airlines that are developing their businesses, they are developing their routes, they are developing the air transport management in general. So I think that there's a lot of opportunity, and if we put the right amount of opportunity, we put the right amount of investment, we can make some great things with aviation in Africa.
I agree. And Africa's got lots of potential. Like
Yeah,
when you fly over the African continent, like that's when you really see how air travel can be fully utilized because the continent
yeah,
is massive. There's lots of
yeah.
opportunity.
Really massive. Yeah,
Yes, yes. And when you go to airports like in Addis Ababa, because I haven't been to West Africa yet, I hope I will visit one day. But when I
yeah,
visit airports like Addis and I see the connectivity, what they have put there, even Nairobi, Kenya, Rwanda,
yeah,
you're just like, wow, there's so much employment. When you see the hub, it's like a little city. It's like a big city, not a little city. It's actually a
yeah,
city. Everything is going. You can actually see all that employment that is
yeah,
there.
yeah.
There's lots, and Africa has got it's got so much. It's got a lot of youth, so there's a lot that can be harnessed from aviation. I
Mm,
agree.
mm. That's really cool.
And what's one aviation myth or misconception you'd love to correct for the general public?
I think that in aviation in general, sorry, we only see the pilots. We only see the pilots that are flying the aircraft. But I want to correct the fact for flying an aircraft, there is a lot of people that are working beforehand, before the great operation. There are a lot of engineers who are doing calculation, who are doing the programs to make sure that the aircraft is safe, the aircraft is following the regulation. We are also dispatchers who are doing the flight operation. We are doing the operational flight plan. We have also ground staff who will make the refueling, will make sure that everything is correct. We have also many people that are working in aviation before we see the pilots. We have some financial aspects, we have also some commercial aspects, we have some audit aspect, everything before the aircraft is flying. We have a lot of people that are working in aviation. So we don't only have to see the pilot or the flight attendants, but we also have to consider everyone that are working to make sure that people are flying safely.
I love that. I really, really love that. Yeah, as we round up, what message would you share with young Africans, especially the girls out there who dream of joining aviation but feel it's out of reach? Like you're in aeronautical. What advice
Yeah.
would you give?
I would say to them that they don't have to be given, they mustn't be given because I was first in their place. I didn't have opportunities. I didn't have the chance first to come to France to do my studies. It was a dream for me, but I had to work really hard to be able to come here. So I would say to these girls to call to work really hard, even though they are in high school or middle school, they are just beginning their high studies, they have to work really hard, and then the opportunity will come to them. They also have to contact the people that are thriving in the aviation fields to ask them how did they manage to come in that industry. They can ask so many questions. They can ask about the opportunity. They can ask about the challenges. They can ask about the studies. So they have to be really, really sociable to be able to contact many young models. We can see many female pilots today on Instagram or TikTok. We can contact them. We can send them a message and chat with them. So I think that the biggest thing I would say to this girl is to work hard and to not give up, and also to be really sociable in order to have the right opportunity.
Amazing. Wow. Kobina, this has been awesome. I'm so excited. I wish you the best. And I
Thank you
can't
so much.
have another episode with you.
Yeah.
Hopefully in 5 years' time. Where do you think we will be then?
Sorry, I didn't understand the question.
5 years' time. I hope we can have another episode, hopefully face to
Oh yes.
face. And
Yeah.
where do you see yourself then in 5 years' time?
Oh, I see myself in aviation, that's for sure. Also, why not becoming a pilot? Because it was one of my biggest dream. But I want to work first in engineering, be able to have some experience, be able to grow, to learn from professionals in general. So I want to work in an airline, working in flight operation, be able to see how airlines are really working, how the flight operation are working, what are the challenges, what are the biggest opportunities in flight operation. So I see myself working aviation for sure, and also be young model for young African girls who want to follow my path, to want to follow the path also for of successful women. So that's it. How I see myself in the
Uh,
future.
Love it, love it, love it. And I wish you all the best, and I'll be keeping
Thank
track.
you. Yeah, thank you so much for this podcast. I hope we have another episode too.
Yes, I agree. Thank you so much for joining our viewers. I hope you're inspired as I am by young Kobina doing big things, and we wish her all the best. Don't forget to
Thank you so
share,
much.
subscribe, like, and yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thank
Kobina.
you. Bye. Have a good day.